It was a night like any other, or so it seemed. The stars twinkled above, and the moon cast its soft glow over the planet. People around the world went about their usual routines, some preparing dinner, others scrolling through social media, and a few gazing out of windows at the peaceful sky. But then, something extraordinary happened. A low hum filled the air, growing louder with each passing second. Birds stopped chirping, dogs began to bark uncontrollably, and even the wind seemed to pause as if bracing for what was coming next. High above, the dark expanse of space suddenly shimmered. It started as a faint ripple, almost imperceptible, but within moments the sky itself appeared to crack open. A jagged line split across the heavens, glowing with an eerie blue light. Gasps erupted from those watching below as the fissure widened, revealing not empty space but a fleet of massive ships hovering silently in formation. These were no ordinary vessels. They stretched for miles, their sleek metallic surfaces gleaming ominously under the artificial glow of countless lights embedded within them. Along their hulls, bold letters spelled out United Earth Fleet in stark white font. The sight left humanity speechless. For centuries, people had speculated about life beyond Earth. Movies, books, and conspiracy theories painted vivid pictures of alien invasions or benevolent extraterrestrials arriving to share wisdom. Yet nothing could have prepared anyone for this moment, the revelation that humanity itself had created these colossal machines hidden away until now. Questions flooded minds. How did we build such advanced technology? Why keep it secret? What happens next? Before panic could take hold, a voice boomed through every television, radio, and smartphone speaker worldwide. It was calm, commanding, and unmistakably human. "Citizens of Earth," the voice began, "this is Admiral Elena Vega of the United Earth Fleet. I understand the shock you must be feeling right now, but rest assured, today marks the beginning of a new era for our species." Admiral Vega's words carried weight. Her tone was steady, her message clear. She explained that the fleet had been constructed over decades using reverse-engineered alien technology recovered from crashed spacecraft. This wasn't just some experimental project either. It was part of Operation Ascension, a globally coordinated effort involving scientists, engineers, and governments working together in absolute secrecy. Their goal? To protect Earth from potential threats lurking in the cosmos. But there was more to the story. Beneath Antarctica, researchers had discovered remnants of an ancient civilization, a precursor race that once ruled the galaxy. These beings had left behind artifacts containing untold knowledge, which humanity had used to leapfrog centuries of technological development. With this newfound power, Earth had transformed from a vulnerable planet into a force capable of defending itself and asserting its presence among the stars. As the broadcast continued, Admiral Vega addressed another critical point: unity. Historically, humanity had been divided by borders, ideologies, and conflicts. However, the threat of interstellar danger had forced nations to set aside differences and collaborate. The United Earth Fleet represented not just military might, but also a symbol of global cooperation. Every ship bore contributions from different countries, cultures, and communities, making the fleet a true reflection of humanity's diversity. While most people listened intently, reactions varied wildly. In bustling cities, crowds gathered. In streets and parks, staring upward in awe. Some cheered, waving flags and chanting patriotic slogans. Others cried, overwhelmed by the magnitude of what they were witnessing. Social media exploded with hashtags like #UnknownEarthRises and Star Destroyers Unveiled, as users shared videos, memes, and heartfelt messages. Families huddled together, discussing the implications of this monumental event. Children pointed excitedly at the sky, dreaming of adventures among the stars. Not everyone reacted positively, though. Conspiracy theorists claimed the entire spectacle was fake, accusing governments of staging the event to distract from pressing issues like climate change or economic inequality. Skeptics questioned whether humanity truly possessed the capability to construct such advanced vessels, suggesting instead that aliens had secretly built them for us. Meanwhile, religious leaders grappled with how to interpret the emergence of star destroyers within the context of faith and scripture. Amidst the chaos, one thing became abundantly clear. Humanity was no longer alone. For years, unidentified flying objects had occasionally been spotted in Earth's skies, dismissed as myths or misidentified aircraft. Now, it was undeniable. Aliens existed, and they knew about Earth. As the initial excitement settled, fear crept in. What if these extraterrestrial beings weren't friendly? What if they saw the fleet as a declaration of war? These concerns proved valid when signals from deep space reached Earth shortly after the unveiling. Alien probes attempted to communicate, sending patterns of light and sound that baffled experts initially. Once decoded, the messages revealed curiosity mixed with caution. Several races identified themselves, expressing interest in learning more about humanity. One group, however, stood out: the Zorathians. Known for their aggressive expansionist policies, they wasted no time asserting dominance. Within hours, a fleet of Zorathian warships appeared near Earth's orbit. Their vessels were smaller than the Star Destroyers but still formidable, armed with weapons designed to obliterate entire planets. A chilling transmission arrived. Surrender your resources and submit to our rule, or face annihilation. The ultimatum sent shockwaves through Earth's population. Many feared the worst, believing resistance would be futile against such a powerful foe. Admiral Vega remained unfazed. Calmly addressing both her crew and the public, she issued a simple yet firm response. We will not bow to tyranny. Humanity stands united, ready to defend itself. Moments later, the Star Destroyers sprang into action. Precision lasers fired warning shots, striking close enough to the Zorathian formation to send a message without causing casualties. The demonstration of strength stunned the invaders, who quickly retreated, broadcasting frantic updates back to their home worlds. News of Earth's defiance spread rapidly throughout the galaxy. Other alien civilizations watched closely, intrigued by the sudden emergence of a previously unknown player on the galactic stage. Some viewed humanity as reckless, daring to challenge established powers. Others admired the courage and ingenuity displayed during the confrontation. Regardless of opinions, one fact remained undeniable. Earth was now a force to be reckoned with. Back on the ground, emotions ran high. Pride swelled in the hearts of many as they realized their planet had stepped boldly into the unknown. Scientists celebrated the culmination of decades of hard work, knowing their efforts had paid off. Politicians praised the unprecedented level of international collaboration, hoping it would inspire further unity moving forward. Even skeptics found themselves reluctantly impressed, unable to deny the significance of what had transpired. Yet, beneath the surface, questions lingered. Was humanity truly prepared for the responsibilities that came with wielding such immense power? Could Earth maintain peace while navigating the complexities of interstellar diplomacy? And perhaps most importantly, what lay ahead in this vast, uncharted universe? For now, the answers remained uncertain. All anyone knew was that the night sky would never look the same again. The cracks in the heavens had closed, leaving behind only the looming presence of the Star Destroyers. Humanity had taken its first step toward claiming a place among the stars, and nothing would ever be the same. The revelation of Earth's Star Destroyers had sent shockwaves not just through humanity, but also across the galaxy. Alien civilizations, many of whom had been observing Earth for centuries, were suddenly faced with a startling truth. Humanity was no longer a primitive species to be underestimated. The Zorathian retreat after their failed intimidation attempt marked the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter defined by first contact. For days following the incident, Earth sensors picked up increased activity in nearby star systems. Alien probes darted closer to human territory, scanning the Star Destroyers and attempting to gather intelligence. Some transmissions were friendly, others cautious, and a few downright hostile. Admiral Elena Vega knew that humanity's next steps would shape its future among the stars. It wasn't enough to simply demonstrate power. Diplomacy was equally crucial. She assembled a team of linguists, scientists, and cultural experts to decode alien signals and establish communication protocols. Humanity needed allies if it hoped to survive and thrive in this vast, unpredictable universe. The Zarathians strike back. Despite their earlier humiliation, the Zarathians refused to back down quietly. Known throughout the galaxy as ruthless conquerors, they viewed Earth's defiance as an insult that could not go unpunished. Within weeks, reports came in of Zarathian fleets mobilizing near Earth's borders. Their ships bristled with advanced weaponry, far more sophisticated than anything seen during their previous encounter. This time, they weren't here to negotiate. They were here to crush humanity. Admiral Vega received word of the approaching armada late one evening while aboard the flagship Aegis Dawn. Her calm demeanor never wavered, even as her officers scrambled to prepare defensive measures. "They think we're weak because we're new," she said, addressing her crew. "Let's show them how wrong they are." As the Zarathian fleet entered Earth's orbit, the Star Destroyers formed a protective barrier around the planet. Laser turrets hummed to life, shields glowed faintly, and fighter squadrons launched from hangars, ready to intercept any threat. The tension was palpable, not just on the ships but across Earth itself. Billions watched live broadcasts of the standoff, holding their breath as the two forces faced off. The Zarathians opened fire first, unleashing devastating plasma cannons capable of vaporizing entire cities. But the Star Destroyers absorbed the blasts effortlessly, their energy shields designed to withstand attacks far greater than this. In response, Admiral Vega gave the order to counterattack. Precision-guided missiles streaked toward the enemy fleet, targeting weak points identified by Earth's AI systems. Explosions lit up the void of space as Zarathian ships exploded or retreated in disarray. It was a short but decisive battle. By the time the dust settled, nearly half of the Zarathian fleet lay in ruins, while Earth's defenses remained intact. The surviving ships fled, broadcasting frantic messages warning others about humanity's strength. Word spread quickly among alien races. Earth was not to be trifled with. Friendly faces emerge. Not all encounters with extraterrestrials were hostile. Days after the skirmish with the Zarathians, a smaller vessel approached Earth cautiously, its hull adorned with intricate patterns resembling flowing water. When the ship transmitted a message, Earth's linguists worked tirelessly to decipher it. After hours of analysis, they succeeded. The visitors identified themselves as the Aquilans, a peaceful aquatic race seeking refuge from aggressive neighbors. Admiral Vega welcomed the Aquilans warmly, inviting them aboard the Aegis Dawn for formal talks. Through holographic translators, the two species exchanged knowledge and stories. The Aquilans expressed admiration for humanity's courage and technological prowess, offering to share insights into sustainable energy sources in exchange for protection. It was a turning point. Not only had Earth proven itself militarily, but it had also earned respect as a potential ally. This meeting set the stage for further interactions with other alien races. Over the following weeks, delegations arrived from distant corners of the galaxy. Some came out of curiosity, eager to learn about the newcomers who had so boldly declared their presence. Others sought trade agreements, hoping to benefit from Earth's unique innovations. Still, there were those who remained wary, unsure whether humanity's rise posed a threat to galactic stability. Challenges of coexistence. While diplomacy flourished, challenges arose almost immediately. Not every alien culture shared Earth's values or priorities. One particularly contentious issue involved resource allocation. Several mining colonies operated by less scrupulous races encroached on territories claimed by weaker civilizations. When Earth intervened to protect these vulnerable groups, tensions flared. Critics accused humanity of playing the role of interstellar police, overstepping boundaries before fully understanding the complexities of galactic politics. Internally, debates raged within Earth's leadership. Should humanity focus solely on self-preservation, or did it have a moral obligation to help others? Admiral Vega argued passionately for the latter, believing that Earth's emergence offered an opportunity to reshape the galaxy for the better. "We didn't build these ships just to defend ourselves," she told skeptical officials. "We built them to make a difference." Her vision resonated with many, inspiring a wave of humanitarian missions led by the United Earth Fleet. Teams traveled to war-torn planets delivering aid and mediating conflicts. They worked alongside oppressed populations, teaching them skills to rebuild their societies. Slowly but surely, Earth began earning a reputation not just as a military power, but as a beacon of hope. Learning from the stars. Interacting with alien cultures brought unexpected benefits and challenges for humanity. Scientists marveled at the diversity of life forms they encountered, each adapted uniquely to its environment. From silicon-based beings thriving in molten lava to sentient clouds drifting through nebulae, the universe revealed wonders beyond imagination. These discoveries sparked breakthroughs in fields ranging from medicine to engineering, as researchers incorporated alien technologies into human designs. However, cultural misunderstandings occasionally led to awkward or even dangerous situations. During one diplomatic summit, Earth representatives inadvertently offended a delegation from the insectoid Kralok Empire by refusing to bow low enough upon greeting. The Kraloks interpreted the gesture as a sign of disrespect and nearly withdrew from negotiations. Only quick thinking by Admiral Vega, who demonstrated humility by personally apologizing, salvaged the alliance. Such incidents underscored the importance of patience and empathy when dealing with unfamiliar customs. Training programs were implemented for diplomats, emphasizing sensitivity and adaptability. Despite occasional missteps, humanity's willingness to listen and learn earned it grudging respect from even its harshest critics. A new identity among the stars. As weeks turned into months, humanity's place in the galaxy solidified. No longer seen as mere newcomers, humans were now recognized as players in their own right. The Star Destroyers patrolled both Earth's borders and distant regions of space, ensuring peace where possible and deterring aggression when necessary. News outlets celebrated the achievements of the United Earth Fleet, highlighting tales of heroism and cooperation. On Earth itself, the impact was profound. People felt a renewed sense of pride and purpose, united by their shared identity as citizens of a galactic civilization. Schools revised curriculums to include lessons on alien cultures, preparing younger generations for a future intertwined with the cosmos. Artists drew inspiration from their newfound neighbors, creating music, literature, and visual art that reflected humanity's expanded horizons. Yet amidst the celebrations, questions lingered. Could humanity sustain this level of unity indefinitely? Would its ideals hold firm against the inevitable pressures of interstellar politics? And what secrets still lay hidden in the depths of space, waiting to challenge everything humanity thought it knew? For now, though, hope outweighed fear. Humanity had taken its first faltering steps onto the galactic stage, proving that it belonged among the stars. Guided by leaders like Admiral Vega, it forged ahead, determined to carve out a legacy worthy of its potential. Little did anyone realize, however, that the greatest trials and triumphs were yet to come. As humanity settled into its new role among the stars, the initial excitement began to give way to deeper questions. The Star Destroyers had proven their worth in battle, and Earth's diplomatic efforts were slowly reshaping galactic politics. But behind these achievements lay mysteries that demanded answers. How had humanity developed such advanced technology so quickly? What secrets had been kept hidden from the public? And what sacrifices had been made along the way? Admiral Elena Vega knew better than anyone that transparency was key to maintaining trust, not just with Earth citizens but also with alien allies who might otherwise see humanity as a threat. She decided it was time to reveal the truth about Operation Ascension, the covert program that had given rise to the United Earth Fleet. Operation Ascension Humanity's leap forward. In a global broadcast watched by billions, Admiral Vega addressed the world once again. This time her tone was reflective rather than triumphant. "What you are about to learn may challenge everything you believe," she began. "But understanding our past is essential if we are to navigate the future." She explained that decades earlier, governments around the world had quietly collaborated on a top-secret initiative called Operation Ascension. Its goal was simple yet audacious: to prepare Earth for the inevitability of contact with extraterrestrial life. The catalyst for this effort came from an unexpected source: crashed alien spacecraft. Over the years, several UFO sightings had been reported worldwide, often dismissed as hoaxes or misidentified phenomena. However, some incidents were genuine. Fragments of alien ships recovered from remote locations provided humanity with its first glimpse of interstellar technology. Scientists painstakingly reverse-engineered these artifacts, unlocking principles of physics and engineering far beyond anything previously understood. Anti-gravity propulsion systems, energy shields, and faster-than-light travel became realities not through human ingenuity alone, but through stolen knowledge. But the story didn't end there. Vega revealed another layer of secrecy, one even more astonishing. Beneath the icy expanse of Antarctica, researchers had discovered remnants of an ancient civilization. These beings, known only as the precursors, had ruled the galaxy millennia ago before mysteriously vanishing. Their ruins contained vast repositories of information encoded in crystalline structures. It was this knowledge that allowed humanity to leapfrog centuries of technological development, creating the star destroyers and other marvels now protecting Earth. The revelation stunned audiences across the globe. For years, conspiracy theories about government cover-ups had circulated online, often ridiculed as science fiction. Now, those same theories turned out to be disturbingly accurate. Public reaction was mixed. Some praised the foresight and determination that had led to humanity's rapid advancement. Others expressed outrage at being kept in the dark for so long. Protests erupted in major cities, demanding accountability and greater oversight of future projects. Ethical dilemmas. As the dust settled, ethical debates raged both on Earth and among alien observers. Had humanity crossed a moral line by using stolen technology? Should it have waited until it could achieve similar breakthroughs independently? Critics argued that wielding such power made Earth no different from the aggressive species it sought to deter. Supporters countered that survival required adaptability and, sometimes, difficult choices. These discussions reached fever pitch when reports surfaced of experiments conducted during Operation Ascension. In their quest for progress, scientists had pushed boundaries few thought possible. Test subjects included volunteers, and in some cases unwilling participants drawn from marginalized communities. While most trials succeeded, others ended tragically, leaving scars on both individuals and society as a whole. Admiral Vega acknowledged these failures openly, taking full responsibility for any harm caused under her watch. "We made mistakes," she admitted during a press conference, "but we did so with the belief that we were securing a better future for all of humanity. That does not excuse our actions, nor will it erase the pain they caused. All I can offer is my promise to do better moving forward." Her candor earned grudging respect from skeptics, though many remained unconvinced. Alien diplomats, too, weighed in on the controversy. Some viewed humanity's use of stolen technology as hypocritical, while others saw it as proof of resilience and resourcefulness. One ambassador from the aquatic Krylaxians summed up the sentiment perfectly: "Your methods trouble us, yet your willingness to confront your flaws gives us hope." Precursor technology and hidden agendas. While Operation Ascension dominated headlines, whispers of another secret began to emerge. Deep within classified archives, rumors circulated about a second phase of research tied to the precursors. According to insiders, fragments of alien tech weren't the only treasures found beneath Antarctica. Buried alongside the ruins were devices whose purpose remained unclear, even to the brightest minds on Earth. Some speculated these artifacts held untapped potential, capable of propelling humanity even further ahead technologically. Others feared they might pose unforeseen dangers, perhaps even awakening forces humanity wasn't ready to face. Factions within Earth's leadership clashed over how to proceed. Should the devices be studied aggressively, risking catastrophe, in pursuit of power? Or should they remain untouched, preserved as relics of a forgotten age? Tensions escalated when rogue operatives attempted to seize control of the precursor site. Believing the artifacts could tip the balance of power in their favor, they launched a daring raid on the facility. Security forces repelled the attack, but not without casualties. Footage of the skirmish leaked online, sparking outrage and calls for stricter safeguards. Admiral Vega intervened personally, ordering the site sealed off indefinitely. "We cannot allow greed or ambition to dictate our actions," she declared. "Until we fully understand what we've uncovered, restraint must guide us." Her decision drew criticism from military hawks who believed Earth needed every advantage it could get. Still, Vega stood firm, prioritizing caution over recklessness. A new era of responsibility. Despite the controversies, Operation Ascension's legacy continued to shape Earth's trajectory. The Star Destroyers patrolled the galaxy, projecting strength while fostering alliances. Trade routes opened between Earth and neighboring civilizations, bringing prosperity and cultural exchange. At the same time, humanitarian missions expanded, addressing crises ranging from famine to planetary devastation. Humanity's newfound responsibilities forced it to confront uncomfortable truths about itself. Wars waged over resources, environmental degradation, and social inequality suddenly seemed petty compared to the challenges facing the galaxy. Leaders realized that Earth's unity would collapse unless systemic issues were addressed. Efforts to combat climate change intensified. Renewable energy initiatives received unprecedented funding, and programs aimed at reducing poverty gained momentum. Education underwent a revolution as well. Schools emphasized STEM fields alongside lessons in ethics, diplomacy, and intercultural awareness. Students learned not only about human history, but also about alien societies, preparing them for careers in space exploration and diplomacy. Universities partnered with alien institutions, exchanging ideas and fostering collaboration. The weight of power. Even as humanity embraced its role among the stars, doubts lingered. Was Earth truly ready for the burdens of leadership? Could it wield its newfound power wisely, avoiding the pitfalls that had doomed empires throughout history? Admiral Vega wrestled with these questions daily, knowing the fate of billions rested on her decisions. One evening, aboard the Aegis Dawn, she stood gazing out at the endless expanse of space. Her reflection shimmered faintly in the viewport, a reminder of how far humanity had come and how far it still had to go. Behind her, officers bustled about, coordinating patrols and analyzing data. Despite the activity, silence enveloped her thoughts. "Are we doing the right thing?" she murmured aloud, half expecting no reply. To her surprise, Captain Marcus Hale, one of her closest advisors, stepped forward. "Ma'am, none of us can say for sure," he said softly. "But what matters isn't whether we're perfect, it's whether we're trying." Vega smiled faintly, nodding. Perfection was impossible. Striving toward it, however, was what defined humanity. And so, with cautious optimism, Earth ventured onward, navigating the complexities of a universe far stranger and more wondrous than anyone had imagined. Little did they realize, though, that the greatest test of all awaited them, a challenge that would force humanity to question not just its capabilities but its very identity. With its star destroyers patrolling the galaxy and its technological prowess now undeniable, humanity found itself thrust into a complex web of interstellar politics. The United Earth Fleet wasn't just a military force, it was a symbol of hope for weaker civilizations and a deterrent for aggressive empires. Yet navigating this new landscape required more than firepower. It demanded diplomacy, strategy, and an understanding of cultures vastly different from Earth's own. Admiral Elena Vega knew that humanity's survival depended not only on its ability to defend itself, but also on its capacity to build alliances. She took charge of diplomatic efforts, traveling aboard the Aegis Dawn to meet alien leaders face to face. Her goal was clear: establish Earth as a respected member of the galactic community while safeguarding its interests. But the road ahead was fraught with challenges, some expected, others entirely unforeseen. The Galactic Council. One of Admiral Vega's first priorities was securing a seat at the Galactic Council, an interstellar governing body where major civilizations debated issues affecting the galaxy. Membership would grant Earth a voice in critical decisions, from resource allocation to conflict resolution. However, gaining entry proved harder than anticipated. Many council members viewed humanity as reckless upstarts who had disrupted the balance of power. Others saw Earth as a potential ally, eager to benefit from its advanced technology and growing influence. Debates raged for weeks, with factions arguing over whether humanity deserved representation so soon after emerging onto the galactic stage. Vega approached the situation methodically. She presented evidence of Earth's contributions to peacekeeping, highlighting missions where the United Earth Fleet had intervened to protect vulnerable planets. She emphasized humanity's commitment to fairness and cooperation, promising that Earth would act as a mediator rather than an aggressor. Finally, she offered tangible incentives: access to precursor-derived technologies in exchange for support. After months of negotiations, the Council relented. Humanity earned provisional membership, contingent upon demonstrating continued goodwill. It was a hard-fought victory, one that reinforced Vega's belief in patience and persistence. "We're here to stay," she declared during her inaugural speech, "and we intend to make this galaxy a better place for everyone." Crisis on Krylos 7. Not long after joining the Council, Earth faced its first major test as a galactic power. Reports came in of escalating violence on Krylos 7, a densely populated planet caught between rival factions vying for control of its rare mineral deposits. Civilians were caught in the crossfire, suffering unimaginable losses. Appeals for help poured into the United Earth Fleet, pleading for intervention. Vega hesitated initially. Entering another species' civil war carried risks, both politically and militarily. Still, she couldn't ignore the humanitarian crisis unfolding before her eyes. After consulting with her advisors, she authorized a limited deployment of peacekeeping forces. Troops landed on Krylos 7 under strict orders to remain neutral, focusing solely on evacuating civilians and establishing safe zones. The mission quickly grew complicated. Both sides accused Earth of favoritism, despite Vega's assurances of impartiality. Skirmishes erupted near refugee camps, endangering those meant to be protected. Tensions flared when a stray missile struck a school sheltering displaced families, killing dozens. Though investigations revealed the attack originated from local militants, not Earth's forces, the incident fueled anti-human sentiment among certain factions. Faced with mounting criticism, Vega doubled down on her commitment to peace. She brokered emergency talks between the warring parties, leveraging Earth's position as a newcomer untainted by prior biases. Slowly but surely, progress emerged. A fragile ceasefire took hold, followed by tentative agreements to share resources equitably. While the conflict wouldn't end overnight, Vega's intervention marked a turning point, a demonstration of humanity's willingness to step into harm's way for the greater good. Encounters with hostile empires. Despite successes like Krylos 7, not all encounters went smoothly. Several powerful empires viewed Earth's rise with suspicion, seeing it as a direct threat to their dominance. Chief among them was the Zetherian hegemony, a militaristic regime notorious for enslaving conquered worlds. When Earth refused to bow to their demands for tribute, the Zetherians launched a series of covert attacks targeting supply lines and outposts. These skirmishes tested the limits of Earth's defenses. Unlike the Zerathians, whose tactics relied on brute force, the Zetherians employed guerrilla warfare, striking swiftly and vanishing before retaliation could occur. Entire convoys disappeared without a trace, leaving commanders frustrated and fearful. Determined to counteract this threat, Vega implemented a bold strategy. Using AI-driven analytics, her team identified patterns in the Exitherians' movements, predicting likely targets based on past behavior. Armed with this intel, they deployed decoy fleets to lure enemy ships into ambushes. The gambit worked spectacularly. In one decisive battle, Earth forces decimated a significant portion of the Xytherian fleet, crippling their offensive capabilities. News of the victory spread rapidly, earning humanity admiration and fear from neighboring civilizations. Some praised Earth's ingenuity and resolve, while others worried about the implications of such unchecked power. Vega addressed these concerns head-on, reaffirming Earth's stance as a defender, not a conqueror. "Our strength exists to protect, not oppress," she told reporters. "Anyone seeking peaceful coexistence has nothing to fear from us." Building alliances. Beyond combat and diplomacy, Vega worked tirelessly to forge meaningful relationships with other species. Trade agreements became a cornerstone of Earth's foreign policy, providing economic benefits while fostering mutual trust. Alien merchants flocked to human markets, eager to exchange exotic goods for Earth's innovations. From self-healing, fabrics derived from precursor tech to sustainably sourced energy crystals, humanity's exports transformed economies across the galaxy. Cultural exchanges flourished as well. Artists, musicians, and philosophers traveled to distant worlds, sharing Earth's rich heritage while learning from their hosts. These interactions helped break down barriers, replacing stereotypes with genuine understanding. One notable example occurred during a festival on the planet Varelia, where humans collaborated with native performers to create a hybrid art form, blending traditional dance with holographic projections. The event drew crowds from across the sector, showcasing the beauty of collaboration. Education played a crucial role too. Universities established exchange programs, allowing students to study abroad and experience life on alien worlds firsthand. Graduates returned home inspired, carrying fresh perspectives that enriched Earth's society. Meanwhile, visiting scholars brought invaluable insights, contributing to advancements in medicine, agriculture, and environmental science. Internal struggles. Even as Earth thrived on the galactic stage, internal divisions threatened to undermine its progress. Backlash against Operation Ascension continued, with critics accusing leaders of prioritizing space exploration over domestic issues. Protests erupted in cities worldwide, demanding reforms to address inequality and corruption. Some groups even called for the dissolution of the United Earth Fleet, arguing that its vast resources should be redirected toward solving problems on Earth. Vega recognized the validity of these concerns. She convened a global summit, inviting representatives from every continent to voice their grievances. Together, they drafted a series of initiatives aimed at bridging the gap between Earth's elite and its marginalized communities. Investments poured into infrastructure projects, healthcare systems, and educational opportunities, ensuring no one was left behind. At the same time, Vega championed transparency within the fleet. Regular audits exposed inefficiencies and abuses, leading to sweeping reforms. Officers underwent rigorous training in ethics and accountability, reinforcing the values that defined humanity's mission among the stars. A legacy in the making. By the end of her tenure, Admiral Vega had achieved what many thought impossible, transforming Earth from a fledgling participant into a cornerstone of galactic stability. Her leadership style, firm yet compassionate, earned her respect not just from allies, but from adversaries as well. Even the Xytherians grudgingly acknowledged her skill, though relations remained tense. As she prepared to step down, passing the torch to a new generation of leaders, Vega reflected on the journey thus far. Humanity had come a long way since the night the sky parted to reveal the Star Destroyers. It had faced trials that would have broken lesser civilizations, yet it endured, emerging stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. Her final words to the crew of the Aegis Dawn encapsulated her vision for the future. We are explorers, builders, and dreamers. Our story doesn't end here. It begins anew with each sunrise. Let us continue to reach for the stars, knowing that together we can overcome anything. With those parting remarks, Admiral Elena Vega retired, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations to come. Humanity stood ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that it belonged among the stars. Yet unbeknownst to anyone, a shadow loomed on the horizon. As humanity continued to carve out its place in the galaxy, the legacy of Admiral Elena Vega and the United Earth Fleet grew stronger with each passing year. The Star Destroyers patrolled distant systems, ensuring peace where possible and defending allies when necessary. Trade routes flourished, cultural exchanges deepened, and Earth became synonymous with resilience and innovation. Yet beneath this veneer of progress lay an ancient mystery, one tied to the precursors' artifacts that had propelled humanity so far forward. This secret would soon test everything humanity had achieved. The precursor, Enigma. Deep within Antarctica's frozen expanse, researchers worked tirelessly at the precursor site. What had once been a source of awe and opportunity now loomed as a potential threat. Despite Admiral Vega's decision to seal off the facility indefinitely, whispers persisted about hidden experiments conducted in secrecy. Rumors spoke of strange energy fluctuations emanating from the ruins, patterns unlike anything recorded before. Some believed these anomalies hinted at an awakening force, while others dismissed them as natural phenomena. It wasn't until a catastrophic event shook the galaxy that the truth began to surface. A massive shockwave rippled through space, disrupting communications and destabilizing planetary orbits across multiple star systems. Scientists traced its origin back to Earth's solar system, to the very heart of the precursor site. Panic spread among both human and alien populations as speculation mounted. Was this a deliberate act, or had humanity unwittingly unleashed something beyond comprehension? Admiral Vega, though retired, was called back into service to lead the investigation. Her experience and leadership were deemed essential in navigating what could be humanity's greatest crisis yet. Reluctantly, she accepted, knowing that failure might mean the end of everything she had fought to protect. Awakening the Guardians. Upon arriving at the Antarctic facility, Vega found chaos reigning supreme. Researchers scrambled to contain the situation, their faces pale with fear. Data streams flickered erratically on monitors, displaying incomprehensible symbols and patterns. At the center of it all stood one of the precursor devices, a crystalline structure pulsating with an otherworldly glow. It seemed alive, responding to the presence of those who approached it. Vega ordered her team to evacuate non-essential personnel immediately. She then turned her attention to Dr. Lila Chen, the lead scientist overseeing the project. "What happened here?" Vega demanded, her voice steady despite the tension in the air. Dr. Chen hesitated, guilt etched onto her face. We tried to activate one of the artifacts," she admitted. "We thought we understood its purpose, to harness energy for sustainable use, but instead it triggered something." Before she could elaborate, the room trembled violently. The crystal emitted a deafening hum, followed by a blinding flash of light. When vision returned, figures materialized before them. Not human, not alien, but something altogether different. They were tall, translucent beings radiating an aura of immense power. Their voices echoed telepathically, resonating directly within the minds of everyone present. "You have awakened us," they intoned. "We are the Guardians, the last remnants of the precursors. For eons we have slumbered, waiting for those worthy to inherit our mantle. You stand before us now, claiming dominion over tools you scarcely comprehend. Prove yourselves or perish." A test of worthiness. The Guardians wasted no time issuing their challenge. Humanity, and by extension its allies, would be judged based on 3 criteria: wisdom, courage, and unity. Each trial would push participants to their limits, testing not just individual abilities but collective resolve. Failure meant annihilation. Success granted stewardship of the precursor's knowledge and technology. Vega assembled a diverse team representing Earth's finest minds and bravest souls. Among them were seasoned soldiers, brilliant scientists, compassionate diplomats, and ordinary citizens chosen for their unique contributions to society. Alien representatives joined as well, underscoring the interconnectedness of galactic civilization. The first trial took place in a simulated environment designed to mimic Earth's history. Participants relived pivotal moments, from wars and revolutions to acts of kindness and innovation. The goal was simple yet profound: identify lessons learned and apply them to current challenges. Many struggled, overwhelmed by the weight of past mistakes. But under Vega's guidance, the group persevered, demonstrating humility and growth. The second trial focused on courage. Tasked with navigating a labyrinth filled with deadly traps and hostile entities, the team relied on teamwork and quick thinking to survive. Fear gripped even the bravest hearts, but solidarity kept them moving forward. By the time they emerged victorious, bonds between members had grown unbreakable. Finally came the test of unity. Stranded on a barren planet devoid of resources, the group faced starvation and despair. Only by working together, sharing food, shelter, and hope, did they endure long enough to signal for rescue. The Guardians observed silently throughout, their expressions unreadable. Judgment and redemption. When the trials concluded, the Guardians gathered the participants once more. Their gaze swept over the weary but determined faces before delivering their verdict. "You have proven yourselves capable of wielding great power responsibly," they declared. "Your flaws remain evident, but so too does your capacity for redemption. We entrust you with our legacy, knowing you will strive to honor it." With those words, the Guardians dissolved into beams of light, leaving behind a trove of knowledge encoded within the precursor artifacts. Humanity finally gained full access to technologies that had eluded understanding for decades. Faster-than-light travel became safer and more efficient. Energy sources transitioned entirely to renewable models, eliminating pollution and resource scarcity. Medical breakthroughs eradicated diseases once thought incurable. But perhaps most importantly, the trials fostered a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity realized that true strength lay not in domination, but in collaboration. Alien civilizations embraced this philosophy as well, forming partnerships built on mutual respect rather than exploitation. Conflicts dwindled, replaced by cooperative efforts to address shared challenges like climate change and interstellar piracy. A new dawn. Years passed, and Earth transformed into a beacon of progress and inspiration. Its culture influenced neighboring systems, blending traditions and ideas in unprecedented ways. Artists painted murals depicting humanity's journey among the stars. Musicians composed symphonies celebrating unity, and philosophers debated the ethics of wielding such immense power. Civilians traveled freely across the galaxy, experiencing wonders previously reserved for dreams. Meanwhile, the Star Destroyers continued their vigilant watch, ready to defend against any threat. Young recruits trained rigorously, aspiring to follow in the footsteps of heroes like Admiral Vega. Veterans shared stories of battles fought and alliances forged, instilling pride and responsibility in the next generation. Even retired, Vega remained a guiding light. She wrote memoirs chronicling her experiences, emphasizing the importance of compassion and integrity. Her speeches inspired millions, reminding them that humanity's greatest victories stemmed not from weapons or wealth, but from the courage to dream and the willingness to work together. Looking toward infinity. As the centuries rolled on, humanity ventured farther into the cosmos, exploring regions untouched by any species. New worlds awaited discovery, new civilizations invited friendship, and new mysteries beckoned exploration. Yet amidst this boundless adventure, Earth never forgot its roots. Museums preserved relics of the past, teaching future generations about the struggles and triumphs that shaped their destiny. One evening, aboard a newly commissioned star destroyer named Eternal Horizon, Vega stood gazing at the endless expanse of space. Now elderly but still sharp-witted, she reflected on how far humanity had come. Beside her stood Captain Marcus Hale, now commanding officer of the fleet. "Do you think we've done enough?" Vega asked softly, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. Hale smiled, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Enough? No. There's always more to do, more to learn. But we've laid a foundation, a legacy others can build upon. That's enough for now." Vega nodded, contentment washing over her. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, forever changing the course of galactic history. And though countless questions remained unanswered, one thing was certain. The story was far from over. With every sunrise, new adventures awaited, promising infinite possibilities. For humanity, the journey had only just begun.